watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the October 21st meeting for the LaPorte County Board of Zoning Appeals. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I just want to remind everybody before we get started to make sure that your phone the ringer is turned off or silenced. And if I could get a roll call, please.
Melissa Mischke.
Here.
Vern Schaefer.
Here.
Eric Poynton.
Here.
Jeff Baltus.
Here.
Ernie Schmidt.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Great. I will entertain a motion for the approval of the September 16th meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion. We approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, and I want to say thank you, Ashley. You did an outstanding job on them. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Okay, we're going to start with petitions this evening, and I want to remind everybody that Board of Zoning Appeals does not have a public comment portion. Time for public to speak is if you're going to remonstrate in favor or against a petition. There will not be a segment at the end of petitions for the public to just come up and speak. So during the petition that you want to speak about, you're going to come up and everybody gets 3 minutes. Okay? So petition number 1 this evening is a petition to extend approval period deadline for previously approved special exception use for Ridgeway Power LLC and Orion Power Generation LLC, represented by counsel Anthony Novak of Newby Lewis, Kaminsky and Jones LLP. Initial approval was granted September 20th. The property is located southwest of the intersection of I-94 and US 421, Michigan City, Cool Spring Township, zoned B3 on 11.26 acres. So this petition, for the edifice of the audience, is going to be kind of administrative. It was a previously granted petition, so all we're going to do tonight is vote on whether or not we're going to extend it or not. So we're not going to hear any remonstrance or anything else. What's the pleasure of the board?
This is similar. This is similar to what we did last month.
Yeah.
Right. It's almost
it's a matter
exactly the same, just different location.
Can I ask? I don't remember how long did we extend the one for last month?
What are you asking for?
So the approval period is currently January 1st of 2026. We're asking that the approval period be extended to the exact same deadline that was granted last month or the month before, which was September 30 of 2029. So that's
I'm
what we're asking.
going to interrupt you and ask you to please state your name and address for the record, please.
Anthony Novak. I'm an attorney with Newby Lewis, Kaminsky and Jones in LaPorte, 916 Lincoln Way, LaPorte, Indiana 46350, representing Ridgeway Power and Orion Power Generation. And then with me tonight is Turner Hunt, who's the permit lead for this project.
The extended time that we approved last month was what?
September 30, 2029.
September 30th of 2029. I got the feeling from the board that was a long time, but it seems like the wheels of the bureaucracy turn very slowly.
And I was actually fortunate to you. We had a request to January 1 of 2029, I believe, but you had indicated that with all the deadlines, you'd like just to give us another time so we didn't have to come back again. So that's the exact same request. And as Doug indicated, when we did this 3 years ago, there were 2 locations. I was here the other time for the other location. Now this is the last request I would make.
I do believe we just stated to check in with Doug's office once a year or Mike's office once a year and give an update as to how it was going.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be no problem.
Okay.
With that stipulation that you check in with the office, I move that we extend this to September 30th of 2029 like the other one.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, petition number 2 this night this evening, is a petition for variance of developmental standards for Aaron and Megan Johnson, represented by Counsel Ralph Howes of Howes and Howes LLP, to construct a garage with living quarters on the second floor with a front lot setback of 15 feet instead of 25, side lot setback of 7 feet instead of 10, and a rear lot deviation from waterway setback of 25 feet. Property is located approximately 100 yards east of the intersection of Oak Drive and Island Drive, LaPorte, Center Township, zoned R1B.
No, this is adequate.
Thank you. If you would please state your name and address for the record.
Yes, I will. My name is Ralph Howes, attorney with Howes and Howes LLP here in LaPorte.
And Ralph, if you could explain to us what the situation is that needs all of these variances for setbacks and the plans for the living quarters.
Yes, certainly. I'm pleased to be able to represent Aaron Johnson and his wife Megan. Aaron is sitting here in the front row. Aaron presently lives in Ann Arbor, Michigan. However, he has a residence that he built several years ago at 339 Oak Drive, just down the street from this location. And that property is such that there's no room for a garage at that location. Aaron purchased the property at 313 Oak Drive, which is directly across the street from the subject property, a couple of years ago, and then also purchased the lot that is the subject of this zoning request. The property is presently zoned R1B. Mr. Johnson desires to construct a garage with living quarters on the second floor. He is requesting several variations from the developmental standards. He is requesting a deviation to 15 feet from 25 feet from the front lot setback, side lot setback from 10 feet to 7, and rear lot deviation from the waterway setback of 25 feet. If you were to examine this property and impose all of the restrictions for the 25 feet setback and the 50-foot waterway setback, I think that would leave Mr. Johnson with about 5 feet in the middle of this lot that would not be subject to the controls of the variance.
Isn't the lot in question?
There are a number of projects that have ongoing in the vicinity that variances from all of these, particularly the front lot setback. I've got some photos I'd be happy to share with the board that shows the width of the roadway, the subject property, the fact that there are numerous NIPSCO utility poles that are almost at the edge of the pavement. So if there's concerns about him having a building with 25 or 15 feet off the roadway, there's plenty of other obstructions that are there that are a lot closer to the roadway than this. If you may approach.
Yes, I do.
I guess we'll take a
Are
look
they
at
the
it.
same photos we
I'm
have?
like, I'm,
Oh, no, they're
No.
not.
I
Okay.
think we're fairly. This is the proximity to the front of the property.
I know there are concerns out on the island that there's been a proliferation of Airbnbs. I believe Mr. Johnson is willing to enter into some restriction for a period of time that would not be the case, that he would not use that. He has 2 children. His long-range estate planning is that he'd have 2 homes or 2 properties to eventually provide for his children who may probably want to come back and be close to their parents. So I believe my client, will you allow my client to also make some comments?
I will.
All right, thank you.
And sir, if you will state your name and address for the record, please.
Hello, good evening. My name is Aaron Johnson. I have a residence at 339 Oak Drive in LaPorte. My permanent residence is at 4520 Songbird Springs in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Lifelong LaPortean, grew up LaPorte, graduated in LaPorte, and thank you for the opportunity to the BZA board for tonight. I've lived and owned homes on Pine Lake for 37 of my 44 years on this planet. This is the third home I'm attempting to build on Pine Lake. I know it's difficult. Not many people have probably spent more time on the water of Pine Lake. I'm one of those crazy guys that's out there skiing at 5:30 in the morning, fish, pontoon boat. I respect everything about this lake. It's been home to me almost my entire life. I would never do anything to harm the quality of life on the lake. In about 2010, I built a home on Lakeside Street, which is in the city limits of LaPorte, in front of where the condos are. I had to get variances back then. Because of a career opportunity, I had to relocate to Toronto, Canada, where I lived for 5 years. So I sold that home. Immediately regretted not having a home in LaPorte, and 2 months later, I bought a lot at 339 Oak Drive in LaPorte. It's in the county on the island. Within a year, we had torn it down. We had rebuilt a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, single-family home that we used as a cottage, and we would come back from Toronto maybe 5-6 weeks a year, whenever possible, and to stay there. Because of that lot was also 50 feet wide, we had to have setbacks and variances. We're also 15 feet off the road at that location. It's provided zero problem in the 8 years I've lived there. It actually, because we paved the apron, our driveway is what's used for a lot of vehicles to pass, and we'd be building a very similar setup at this new location. Because that lot was small, we chose to build the 4 bedrooms and 4 baths because we have multiple children. We had to do away with plans for a garage. There wasn't enough space for a house and a garage. So over that period of time, I've saved my money. I bought another lot. That lot is same or similar size as the original lot. Now the plan is to build a 3-car garage with a living quarters up above it, some place to store cars. I have 2 boats. It's a place to store the boats, all the rafts. We have a golf cart. It's kind of like a golf cart community in that area, very common. And we have no place to store any of those types of items. I'm also in the position where I can work from home a lot. And I'll be building the upstairs out as a livable quarters, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, but mostly it's going to serve as my office quarters. That's where I'll work from home.
So what is it going to serve as when you're not using it as your office?
It'll be vacant, just like my current cottage.
Okay.
And so any concerns about short-term rentals, I've owned the current cottage I'm in for 8 years. 5 of those years I lived in Toronto and would use this residence maybe 6-7 weeks a year. I never rented it one single time. If I wanted to rent it, I would have started a long time ago. It sits there vacant. I make zero income. I've made $0 the entire time I've ever owned that residence. Never rented it one single time, and I have zero plans to. My wife is against other people sleeping in our beds, so she's the boss. If there's a problem with the 15-foot setback, I have enough space. The whole structure could move back 2 to 3 feet. It would encroach on the water that much closer, but I need to maintain the 42 feet of depth to accommodate the length of a pontoon boat on a trailer. That measures at 38 feet, so that's the reason for the depth behind it. I would have to get a variance for anything I build. As Mr. House said, I only have 5 feet of buildable space that doesn't require a variance. I went out yesterday with a laser tape, so I didn't encroach on anybody's property. There are 108 homes on the island. 32 of them have setbacks of 15 feet or less. Multiple of those are 10 feet or less, some as minimum as, I know one of the remonstrators on there, Norm, his house is 4 feet 5 inches from the edge of the road. So this is very common in that area. It's consistent with the rest of the neighborhood. About 1 out of every 3 homes has a setback of 15 feet or less, and to my knowledge, it hasn't provided a problem. I've hired Brian Ford to be the general contractor. I think he's one of the finest craftsmen in LaPorte County. He's built 3 other homes for my wife and I. He's built some of the other beautiful homes for Dr. Kessling. He's built some homes. The most beautiful house, I think, on Pine Lake is Tom and Marty Swanson. He built their home, does excellent work. We'll use excellent building materials. It'll be natural cedar shake siding with a chalet style roof with exposed cedar beams. So if anything, it'll improve I think the look of the neighborhood and clean up the area. So
Thank you.
that's what we intend to do.
Thank you. All right, what kind of questions do we have from the board? I am going to say this, if I haven't said it once on my tenure on this board, I'm going to say it again. I am not in favor of building right up to the property lines, whether it's the island or it's Saugony Lake or anywhere else there's water features. Just because we've always done it doesn't mean it's a practice that we want to continue. That's all I have to say. So, questions from the board?
Do we have any remonstrance?
You want me to ask first? I know that we do have some written remonstrance that is on file, will be on file at the building commissioner's office if you'd like to read it, but I will entertain physical remonstrance if there's anyone in the audience that would like to speak. If you'd like to come forward, please, and we will get the 3-minute timer going for you.
Name is Attorney Adam Swarden, Swarden Law PC, 337 West, 806 North, Valparaiso, Indiana. I'm here on behalf of multiple persons remonstrating against this. The first is Denny Follis at 314 Oak Drive. And I'm also here on behalf of Lisa Massey, the representative for Pine Lake Conservancy District. The application in front of you is for a garage with living quarters. In an R1B zone, per your chart, a garage is determined by Section 16 of your code as an accessory structure. So that would make this an accessory dwelling unit with the living units in an R1B. That's a special exception. They didn't apply for that. I know the attorney stated that maybe at some time down the road they may rent it. The owner said he would. If you consider approving it, you need to put that restriction in place as a condition. If not, also as a special exception in that district is bed and breakfast and or rentals. So that's one of the big issues I'm sure a lot of people are going to have tonight. In addition to that, this is a legal non-conforming lot. Minimum width requirement is 70 feet. The drawing you have from the petition in your packet shows 50 feet. The other issue is when you look at the net buildable area, it's like 0.07 acres. Square footage wise, it's a little bit over 3,000 square feet. That's what he has to build on. And when you look at the ratio area of the density, you do the math, it's less than 1 unit per acre, and you round that down, per your staff and planning will confirm this, you can't build on the lot, at least not a building. In addition to the 3 variances that he has before you, there's 9 others. These all come from things I've already stated. 1, that minimum lot width, that's a variance. That's under 4.03 of your code. And there's a lot under 16.02, which is your accessory structure. One is there has to be a residence. If this is a garage, it's not a residence. That's one variance. The next is the accessory structure can't be in the front yard. Well, it's in the front yard because it's the only place to put it. That's another one. He has to meet, per Section 16 as an accessory structure, all of the setbacks. That's yet another variance. The height for an accessory structure is limited to 1 story or 18 feet. He hasn't asked for that. The other thing is the use cannot be for residential. So now you have yet another variance related to potential residential use, both as he intends to use it and also potentially from the attorney's comment that in the future he may rent it. We already covered the lot coverage. And the other issues are the special exceptions, which I identified earlier, which piggybacks into Article 24. I have here the email from Lisa from the Pine Lake Conservancy. Their technicians looked at this. My client is on the same connection. Without any full detailed drawings, their concern is, and they're already at capacity where he would potentially connect to. I'll give you a copy of this. They use my client's address because he's immediately east, because there is no actual address for this location. They have to do everything by address. So I hope that you strongly consider denying this tonight because the hardship isn't there, and that's also a statutory element codified in your zoning ordinance. With that, I'll distribute this from Pine Lake Conservancy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have any additional remonstrators tonight?
Thank you.
Any additional remonstrators? Okay, no one for or against this petition? State your name and address for the record, please.
Hello, my name's Brandon Jones. I live on the island at 1 Elm Place. I don't know the details that I just learned a lot by sitting here, but I've just come as showing my support. Aaron's been a friend and a neighbor, and I know what he builds is going to be nice for the neighborhood if he gets that opportunity. And I'm certain it wouldn't never become a rental if that's a factor whatsoever. So just wanted to show up and show my support. Thank you.
Okay. If there are no further remonstrators,
Did he speak again?
I'm going to have you come up. All right, this is the last one. Otherwise, you need to get your hand up quickly so I can
Sorry.
state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Doug Stefani. I live at 108 North, 400 West. I own a piece of property probably within 100 feet of the proposed lot that Aaron's got, and would not be against what he wants to do. I think it would be an improvement.
Okay, thank you. All right. What kind of questions from the board? Come on up. And this really is the last one. Are there anybody else?
Good evening.
Show of hands of anyone else that would
My
like to
name's
come.
Stan Lansky. Aaron Johnson is my neighbor, and I know for a fact he would not do anything to harm the lake or anything. He's done fabulous work next door to us in improving the neighborhood and the whole area. So I would recommend whatever he has, and it's good intentions it would be for everybody there for an improvement. And thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Any questions from the board? And we're going to have you guys come back up for questions. Yes, both of you.
My question is about, so did you state that there would potentially be in the future a rental, and you're saying no rental
There will not be a rental.
ever?
No.
Okay.
And I'm going to need to get you in
I
the
think
mic.
that's
There, but
I'm going to need to get you on the microphone, please, for the record.
yes, there is zero intentions of any rental.
I thought that's the way it seemed, but yeah.
He was referencing that it was this is a home. We're building a home.
Just has the garage beneath and the home
Yeah,
above.
the dwelling is on the second level, but we are building a residential unit.
I understand how small these lots are and how difficult it is to build on them. The question that I have, we've got this letter from the Conservancy District about the fact that that you'd need to hook, the pit that you would need to hook into is full. So what are they talking about in this?
So the island has city sewer, but well water. So we would dig our own water so that we'd be pulling no resources off the city because it'd be a well. And we would tie into the city sewer. Last I checked, there was capacity in the city sewer system to add one more home. Unless the city sewer system's at total complete capacity and no more homes can be built in LaPorte.
But these homes all have wells,
Every home on the island has a well.
but they have city sewer.
City sewer was just installed a few years ago.
That's Pine Lake Conservancy District.
Yeah, and we pay our own separate taxes into it, but it's tied into the city sewer system.
May I?
Yes, please.
Even if this is granted, I'm not giving him a permit unless he gets a sign off from the Conservancy District.
I agree. And the LaPorte wastewater plant as well.
See, that's beyond our control.
Yeah.
Do you have more?
No, I don't have any more. I mean, we allow people to do the same thing. So you and I had this conversation before that you and I have a difference of opinion on this matter. So I'll make a motion if you want me to, but
Does anybody else have any questions? Is that it?
No.
Okay. Then if you'd like to, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve this, work with Mike's office, with Ashley, with the Conservancy, as long as you can get all the approvals from everyone that needs it. You have your neighbors, some of your neighbors' support anyways. I'll make a motion to approve this.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
I have a question on the motion. Do you want to include no renting?
I
If it's-
feel that it would appease your neighbors.
Term rentals, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, 10 years from now, if my kids are going to want to live there, if,
I would say no
It's your
short-term
motion,
rentals
so if
for a
that's-
term of 10 years.
perfect.
Okay, so clarified the motion. We have a second. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Those opposed, same sign. Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Okay. Petition number 3 this evening is a petition for variance of developmental standards for Sunset Companies LLC for construction of a second home. The property is located at 9409 North, 500 West, Michigan City, Springfield Township, zoned R1B on 4 acres. So this petition was tabled from last month and tabled from the month before that. I understand we have not been able to get in touch with the petitioner.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I'm going to suggest that we remove them from the agenda, and they will need to come back to the board if they
Need a motion?
Do we
for
need
that?
to untable it and talk
Yes,
about?
yes.
So I'll make a motion that we untable petition number 3.
Second.
All in favor of removing from the table, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right. So they have not been able to get a hold of the lady that had applied, and I think that we've given her ample opportunity to come back in front of us, so I'd like to remove it from the agenda.
I agree.
I move that we remove it from the agenda.
Second.
Motion and a second to remove. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Okay, petition number 4 this evening is a petition for variance of developmental standards for Alfred and Adrian Liskowski for placement of a shipping container for storage. I apologize. The property is located at 2778 North, 725 West, LaPorte, Cool Spring Township, zoned R1A on 2.66 acres. Petition number 4, if you'd like to come up.
Notice is adequate.
Thank you.
Sorry. Did you tell me notice was adequate? Thank you. If you would, please state your name and address for the record.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Alfred Liskowski. I live at 2778 North, 725 West, LaPorte, 46350. I'm here speaking in behalf of my wife, Adrienne Liskowski, and myself, ma'am.
Okay. Let's talk about the shipping container.
Yep.
Have you already purchased a shipping container?
No, ma'am.
Okay. That's good.
Thank you for that.
7 Ps at a Marine Corps. Prior proper preparation prevents piss poor production.
I'd like to hire you at my job.
You follow the proper procedures, ma'am.
Oh, very good.
Well, I got to say, I was in the Marine Corps for 6 years. I don't think you were in the infantry like I was.
0311, sir. Oh,
There you go.
Semper Fi.
I just want to know how she's going to put the dog sound in our meeting minutes for next.
I apologize. I
wolf.
apologize for that.
No, not
We
at all.
always bark.
Not at all. Very
It's
good.
just,
Okay,
we're the
so-
only service that does.
So you have not purchased a storage container. Is there a lot of stuff in the yard?
Some.
Is that what we're gonna
That's what
do?
I'm going to do, ma'am.
You're going to make your wife happy?
Oh, you have no concept. I raise beef for both sides of the family. When I don't make a profit off of it, I just make sure both sides of my family are fed. And in doing so, I purchased a tractor from Rural King. I have a quad. I have 4 lawnmowers because we also own the house next door. And
And it has a lot of stuff.
yeah. And I turn around and make sure that grass is mowed too. So I want to put I've had these outside for a minute and they're starting to get a little bit messed up. So I want a shelter for the mechanical things that I have to save them. They'll last longer. And if you guys need me to do something with the container, as in paint it or the siding or whatever, I'll make it happen.
Okay. Let's see, do we have any remonstrators tonight for this petition? Anybody for or against this petition? Any remonstrators? Okay, seeing and hearing none, kind of questions from the board. And my first question is going to be, why not just build a garage?
I checked into that, ma'am. Typically, you're looking at 10 to 15 grand for about the same thing, and it's made of wood, a little bit of concrete, and things like this. This thing is made of steel, and it has a life expectancy of 40 to 50 years.
So you're going to buy a first run?
Yes, ma'am. Brand new. I'm not buying seconds. I'm not going to do that to the neighborhood. Across the street from me, the guy's known me literally since the day I was born. Retired Sergeant, County Sergeant Marvel. We have Sheriff Arnold at the other end. I have MCPD captain living across the street and over 2 doors. Everybody has given me their blessing. So.
My problem with storage containers is this, and then you might even agree with this. They're narrow and long, so they're a hallway. They're not like a building.
Yes, sir.
Where you can actually move things around and once you get it in the back, you can't get at it.
About it.
So it's a matter of moving the stuff around.
No.
I personally don't think it's. When you're talking about what kind of stuff are you talking about putting in here? Lawnmowers and things?
Yeah, 4 foot.
Well,
the container is 8 feet wide, sir.
Yeah,
and 9
I know.
feet tall. The mowers are 4 feet wide.
But we've got a storage container that we use for 4-H stuff, and
yes, sir.
Usually the stuff we need is in the back, so we got to move all the stuff out of the front to get to it.
There's not going to be I'm on the core. There's not going to be boxes and this knickknacks, and it's going to have a quad, 4 lawn tractors, the garden tractor, and a small Jeep, the wife's.
It's got movable things on wheels.
Right, all of them, sir.
Do you have any questions?
I guess the question is, I think that you might want to reconsider as far as using that rather than a garage.
Oh, no.
You think it might be more hassle than it's worth?
I think that it would be better to have a building that has
Lots
more
of doors.
more of a volume width along with the length.
As I stated a minute ago, sir, I own a home next door. That's got a 2-car garage to it, and that's mine. That's why I said I already made sure that I covered all my bases before I came here with you folks. I did not, under any circumstances, want to waste your time. I wanted to make sure everything was factual and get everything correct for you first.
Questions? Or stipulation?
It's just got to be put on a foundation like every other one we let happen.
Okay, well, if there are no further questions from the board, I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the variance with, it's got to be put on a foundation and anchored down like every other one that we've.
Can you describe the foundation, sir?
You can actually get in touch with the building department.
Okay. Outstanding. I appreciate it.
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Ooh, it failed, yeah.
Do a vote.
Coming in there in the clutch. Okay, so your petition failed because 3 of us voted no.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
And so they can reapply it in a year. Okay, so I think if you were to come back to the building department with other options, that's something they could explore with you. Unfortunately, the storage container is not going to work.
Okay. All right. I appreciate your time, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, petition number 5 this evening is a petition for variance of developmental standards for G. Larson and Wanda L.
Jonda.
Jonda. Oh, if you would like to go ahead and do the, the names. I just am having a rough day. For construction of a home with a front setback of 2.4 feet instead of the minimum required 25 feet, and a waterway and wetland setback of 25 feet instead of the minimum required 50. Property is located at 110 Nilewood Drive, LaPorte Center Township, zoned R1B.
Notice adequate.
Okay, would you state your name and address for the record?
G. Larson Neller, 3018 West Small Road, LaPorte.
Okay, so can you tell me what's unique about your property that we need these setbacks?
It's mainly the size due to the fact it's on the lake.
Okay. And you're going to have a residence?
Correct.
In this small space?
Correct. 1,300 square feet.
Is the proposed home
Yes,
1,300?
on the first level, yep.
Do we have remonstrators tonight for this petition? Anybody for or against it? Any remonstrators? Last call. Remonstrators for this petition, either for or against? Okay, hearing and seeing no remonstrators, what kind of questions do we have as a board?
I need a little clarification. Are you currently living?
No, currently there's a garage there that does have a bathroom.
And you want to tear that garage down?
Correct.
And then build a house?
Correct.
Do you have plans for this
Yes, I do.
house?
I can provide those
If you would, please.
So, a lot of paperwork here.
Take your time.
It's 2 feet.
2.5.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. You got it here.
That's 28 inches from the roof.
That ain't shit.
What are we gonna do for? You can't even plow snow.
So basically, his setbacks, in order to get the
County's got it
setback,
5 feet.
he's gonna have to get variances for setbacks.
Am I reading this correctly? You want to be 28 inches from the edge of the road?
No, actually, I think we're 9 feet actually from the edge of the road.
I saw that too. It's like 2 feet.
2.4 inches?
Yeah.
2.4.
But we did measure to the edge of the road and it's 9 feet. So I think the neighbor's house is 11 feet from the edge of the road.
But that's a right of way. 2.4 from the right of way.
And this is going to be a full-time home
Yes.
for yourselves? Okay.
Well, it's for my mother actually,
Okay.
and kind of a lake cottage for us and our children, so.
Eric, questions?
Nothing. I got nothing.
No, ma'am.
You guys, additional questions?
Nah, the 2.4 feet's the only thing's a little, wouldn't mind seeing that be a little bit bigger.
I guess we're going to have to make that clarification that it's 9, you're talking about 9 feet setback from the road right of way or from the actual street?
The road,
The edge of pavement?
right.
The pavement.
But this 2.4 goes from the edge of it's not the road, it's
Or the easement
the easement or the,
for the highway, for the road.
correct?
What would you call that?
From the property line.
Property line.
We have room there to park a vehicle?
Currently,
Will you, if the
yes.
built?
Yeah, if you can see, I have the driveway on the
Well,
drawing, which is actually similar to where the driveway is now. It'll just curve to the right rather than go straight into the garage.
I'm just trying to figure, this garage is going.
Right. So then there's going to be.
Could you come forward here
Sure.
and give me a little bit of clarification here? This garage is going to disappear.
Right.
And how close will the house come to? the road?
Probably, Al, you have it about to here, I would
Be a little
say.
closer than your neighbor's house.
Yeah.
Actually.
Right.
Is there any way we could get that back to about 15 feet rather than 9?
And if I could get you guys to put your signature on the record.
Then you would lose.
Huh?
But he's asking for 25 from the waterfront instead of 50, so then you're gonna.
The way, I mean, we could move the house back, or we could make the garage smaller.
Well, you obviously don't want to cramp your vehicles, but I'm wondering if it's better to encroach on the lake rather than the street. That's what I'm saying for the front of the house.
And we're not opposed to that at all.
If we could modify that variance to say that we're 15 feet from the pavement and extend it back, whatever it would take, would it be an additional 6
feet.
Huh?
It'd be about 6 feet. Because as it's written, we're 9 feet from the pavement, so if we move the whole structure back 6 feet, we'd be 15
Exactly.
feet.
But then we'd have to change the setback in the back by 6
Right,
feet.
by 6 feet.
If you guys would be agreeable to that, then
I'm fine with
that would
that.
work
I'm
better.
fine with that.
I'm agreeable with that.
I think that would be a little better from the front.
You want to make that motion?
Yes, if we're ready to entertain one.
Doug, is that clear if we make that as a motion?
Yeah, so in the front, where are we gonna end up with?
It'd be instead of 9, it'd be 15 feet from the pavement.
Okay, so they don't need a variance there, right?
They would just be pushing it
Correct,
back
but the
You need a
back,
variance from the water.
from the water's edge.
Okay, so how close are we to the water?
okay, but I'm not convinced that setback is correct. I think the,
It has to be listed as a
From
property line
property
setback.
line.
So from the 2.4, it'd end up going to,
Yeah.
Okay, so the 2.4 is the actual property line, so we're
Correct.
talking about going back an additional 6 feet from that 2.4, so it would be 8.4
8.4.
from the property line. Is that correct?
That's not 15.
That's not, but it'd be 15 feet from the pavement. He's telling me that it's so far from the pavement, but it'd be, so we could make it, an extra 6 feet back from where it is. Yes, be 8'4", and then, of course, they'd encroach another 6 feet on the water, on the water's edge. So
Clear?
you're going to be living there, so I think you'd appreciate the fact that we don't want to dump up the community, obviously, but I think having it too close to the street kind of ruins the
Aesthetics.
appearance of things from the
Is
front.
that an actual motion, or does he need to make a motion?
Yeah, no, I think,
Well, I want to hear the word motion.
Well, I wanted to get clarification before I actually state a motion, okay? So what we're,
If we make a motion to move this structure back 6 feet from the 2.4 property line, would that meet
Yes.
would that work?
Mm-hmm.
Then I make that motion.
I'll second.
okay, I have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Aye. Good luck.
Thank you.
That was clear as mud. Okay.
you are having a bad day, aren't you?
I'm on the struggle bus tonight. Petition number 6 is a petition for variance of developmental standards for Leon and Patricia Clark for placement of 3 semi-trailers for storage. The property is located at 1206 West, 850 South, Union Mills, Noble Township, zoned ag on 2.44 acres.
Notice is sufficient.
Thank you. Good evening. If you would state your name and address for the record, please.
I am Leon Clark, and I live at 1206 West, 850 South, Union Mills, Indiana, 46382.
Leon, do you already have semi-trailers out there
Yes,
for storage? Are they the same ones that you're asking us for?
yes,
How long have they been there?
for a long time. So when I moved in 2000, I own a trucking company, and there's been semi-trucks and trailers in and off of this property ever since. These 3 here have been since about 2013.
Did you
And I
get,
have been using them for storage of vehicle parts, building products such as OSB board and stuff, and to keep it clean and dry.
Did you get a notice from the county that you needed to get a variance?
Until my neighbors started whining, nobody said nothing.
Okay, so, okay.
And as I say, there's been semi-trucks and trailers in and off of this property ever since 2000.
You sure do have a lot of stuff
Thank you.
out there. Any thoughts on maybe building a garage or a larger
I'm only allowed
structure?
one outside building. I have that. So these are not containers. They are semi-trailers. They are still on wheels. They can still be moved at any day.
I feel the problem is they're not being moved, though.
Right.
I asked when we got this email.
If they're not being needed to use to go down the road, then why should I move them? Just to play musical parking spots?
I'm not mad at you about that.
I'm just saying.
I'm just stating
what's
what,
the reason?
what the law. Doug, you probably don't have it off the top of your head, but could you paraphrase what you sent me? Or actually, it was Ashley, sorry, or Mike.
It is, the semi-trailers are not allowed in the residential zoning
But I thought this was so.
applied to that parcel.
And they need to be moved so often, correct?
They can only be there 30 days out of a year. Period.
Right.
So 11 months, you gotta get rid of them.
That's right.
Whatever you want to do with them. But they're only allowed to be on your property
Don't add.
in a 12-month period for 30 days.
This has never been brought up before.
Well,
Well, I think there've been some complaints also just about the amount of things that are out, that it looks trashy, and that containment would be desirable, but this semi-trailers isn't the first form that would be appropriate in that neighborhood.
Okay.
So I know that we have received a lot of remonstrance about the trailers. A lot of people out there are concerned about the stuff in the yards, rodents, other kind of vermin, if
The
you will.
rodents thing is there's piney squirrels and stuff that chewed up a wiring harness on a car. And nothing to do with me or anything that I have and nothing that I can control. So that's where this argument came from. And I don't know what you can do about that, but it's not something I created and not a problem I caused.
Okay. So,
And there are other people in the neighborhood, including some are farmers, but some are not, that have trailers and containers sitting on the ground.
well, we're speaking about your property tonight, not what other people in the neighborhood are doing. Do you have vehicles out there that are sitting in the yard?
Yes.
Are they registered and current?
There's some that are and some that aren't, yes.
Okay. So I think that's the kind of stuff that we're kind of talking about. There's a lot of items that probably are in violation of county ordinances.
Right.
And that, you know, if they're chewing up a wiring harness somewhere else, they're probably living in the vehicles that are on your property as well, is
Maybe some.
the thought. So with that, you're here in front of us for a variance, but a variance for a garage isn't something that you want to pursue
Not at this time.
in lieu of the trailers? Okay. So do we have anyone in the audience that is here to remonstrate? Okay. If you'd have a seat, sir, we'll hear from the remonstrators. If you would come on up and state your name and address for the record.
What's that?
First,
You good?
first of all, I have pictures
If you would please state your name and address
Yes,
for the
ma'am.
record.
My name is Dwight Ames. I live at 1152 West, 850 South in Union Mills. I'm 2 doors down from Mr. Clark.
Okay, and Dwight, why don't you tell us what you have photos of?
Okay, I have photos of the property, air views from Google Earth and from Apple photos. I have some, I think we have some from the ground, and we have pictures of the damage and the cost that it took to repair 2 of the vehicles that are parked on my property, and my daughter who came up from Bloomington for a weekend and also had damage in the 3 days that she was here.
So you're alleging vehicle damage due to the stuff that's in They
Yes,
are.
ma'am.
And how can you, do you have any proof that that's where they came from?
I have, well, how do
do
you prove that it came from his property? That I cannot prove. I can only prove the evidence that was photographed in my vehicles.
Okay. So you're speculating that the damage to your vehicles came from rodents from his
Yes, ma'am.
property? Okay. If you'd like to share those photos with us. Great, thank you.
Do you want to drag this? It's like what we're seeing.
Do you have any further concerns while we're looking through your photos?
The concerns that we have, in addition to the rodents, are the amount of cars and vehicles around the property that are there that also provide housing to rodents and other things throughout that live in them and under them. We have a problem with that. We also are concerned with the possibility of the spread of disease from the rodents that may be there, and the cost to our property, and the potential cost if we were to sell our home, that it would cost us money in selling our home.
Quite a bit of work.
Okay. Do you mind if we hold on to your photos for a few minutes while we
Certainly.
continue to look?
Certainly.
Okay. Anything further?
That's all that comes to mind right now.
So we can hear from the next demonstrator if you wouldn't mind having a seat.
Not a
We'll
problem.
make sure you get these back.
That's my wife. I'll
Very
be
good.
glad to pause for her.
Good evening.
Good evening.
If you would state your name and address.
My name is Jody Ames, 1152 West, 850 South, Union Mills, Indiana, 46382.
And you have additional concerns?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
As he mentioned, we experienced several $1,000s worth of damage to our vehicles that were parked in our driveway. Although we cannot prove they came from the Clark residence, we had pest control come out. We have pictures. They are rat feces. They are not mice. They're not moles. They're not squirrels. We contacted a second pest control to verify that that's what we had and what our problem was. We initially thought the problem was our area, because we had been doing some building. And so that's why we called the pest control to begin with. When it was suggested that it was coming from the junk cars and trailers on that property, my husband, the Dudleys, and Mr. Clark met at the Dudleys' home to talk about the issue. He admitted to having rats for over a year, and that he had since gotten rid of a chicken coop, which I'm sure helped attract it.
Sure.
But we had contacted our neighbors to explain the problem, because at the time we thought it was us. So to find out that he had had them for over a year and didn't tell the neighbors was very disconcerting. We've contacted the health department, IDEM, the sheriff's office, the building commissioner, other commissioners. The sheriff's office told him to build a fence to keep it from public view. That's not going to keep the rodents in place, and it's not going to contain any corrosion from those vehicles that are laying there, sitting there for years. They've been there for years, haven't moved in years. That's contaminating our soil. It's contaminating our water. Our daughter lives with us, has 3 young children. We open up our car doors and we see rat feces all over our vehicles. Can you imagine putting your children in those cars? I understand that he's no longer cooperating with IDEM or the health department.
Jody, do you have any communication copies or anything that you've had with IDEM or?
Only phone. I think I've let the building commissioner know, but I've only had phone contact with them. The health department has also. Only been phone. The health risk will continue to grow if that's continued to be allowed. I know our neighbors, and they will speak too because they're here. We have respiratory diseases in our home. And mine is a very rare respiratory disease that was just diagnosed a couple of years ago. One of the causes is parasites. I just found that out. I intend to investigate that further because I've never before had a respiratory issue.
Thank you very much. Would you like to take your binder back, if you don't mind? Yep. Thank you. Are there any other remonstrators? If you'd like to come forward, please. Hi there.
Hi, I'm Melody Dudley. I live next to the Clarks. My address is 1168 West, 850 South, Union Mills. As you were told, last winter the Ames let us know that they had a problem and they asked to come over and talk to us about it. They told us about finding rat poop in their cars. So my husband asked Mr. Clarks to come over with Mr. Ames, and we talked, and I was there and I witnessed Mr. Clarks said that he knew about the rats and that he had known about it for about a year. He said that he was putting things around his house to make sure rats did not go into his house, and he was putting poison out to try to kill them. Obviously, that was upsetting, knowing that we live right next door. And
Melody, I'm going to stop you. So tonight, the petition is, and I'm certainly not, I'm not trying to diminish the
rat thing,
the issue with the yard or health concerns, certainly not. But his petition is for 3 trailers for storage. So do you have something specific to the storage that you're against, and why?
Well, it doesn't look pretty, and it's obviously an eyesore and is not good for our property value. In fact, when we initially bought our house, we went to the house and we were shocked at how much money they wanted for the house, so we walked away. And it was because we couldn't find a house elsewhere that we ended up coming back to it, and we figured we'd make the best of it. And we have until the rat situation, so we've just tried to ignore it the best we could. But it has gotten worse over the years, and I have pictures as well that you can see from my yard. Can I?
We could see the time, they were time-stamped from 2011, I believe, to now. There's a
I think we all got an email with them.
Not mine. I have other pictures, because these are from my yard.
Okay.
Do you want to see them, or?
I'll take them. Thank you.
The other thing, I guess that doesn't include that. I also had in mind that he was throwing food outside for the animals as well,
Okay. Thank you. Any other remonstrators with something new? If you would, please state your name and address for the record, please.
Sure, thank you. Good evening. My name is Kip Senso. I live at 1218 West, 850 South in Union Mills there. I just want to say I am opposed to this variance due to aesthetics, and it has been getting worse throughout the years. And I do currently have a special needs son that live at home who is immune compromised, so it is concerning to me of everything that's been taking place throughout the years.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you would come forward, please, and state your name and address for the record. And if there's anyone after her, be ready to go. You would.
Good evening. My name's Catherine Flannery, and I live with my husband James at 8709 South 100 West. Mr. Clark's property butts up against ours, and just this past October 12th of this year, we took pictures from a drone from our property line showing that he already has the trailers. They have been there quite a while. We've been there since 2006. We are against this variance. When we bought in our house, we were informed it's a residential property. We were not informed that it's a trucking company, a trucking storage company, an auto sales place, a junkyard. So we would like to have this variance denied. We do feel that it devalues the property value. Everything that Mr. Clark has in his yard, we do not think will be able to fit in the current 3 trailers, as you can see from the pictures. And I'm willing to show you the pictures that we just took last week. And that if he wanted storage, he could build a pole barn, other garages. He has over 2 acres of property in order to do so, and could apply for a variance to do a separate structure. Thank you, and have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Would you like to see the
I think we're
pictures?
probably seeing it.
Okay.
It's very
I just
similar
wanna
to the
make
ones
sure
we've
that
already
you
seen.
have updated that it was just this past week.
Great, thank you. All right, anybody else? For or against? All right, Leon, you want to come back up? So I'm going to say my concern is, I agree with the lady that was just up. I don't think you 3 trailers are going to hold all that stuff.
I'm guessing the 3
They're not
trailers
gonna
are already
hold
full.
everything. No, they're
Right.
not intended to hold everything. I have been taking like 2 or 3 vehicles and making one good one and then scrapping the rest.
Sure.
Just kind of a side thing that makes money. And as far as the rat thing, when we was approached with this and they were blaming me, I never said that I had seen rats, had rats. I said I had put decon and stuff out for mice, and I can see the little piney squirrels rolling across the yard every day.
Sure. I
And-
mean, you live out in the country. That's kind
Right.
of, it's farm area.
There's groundhogs,
Sure.
you know, but as far as having rats, nah.
Well, let me ask you this. Would you consider a pole building? Is that something you would consider in lieu of these 3 trailers?
Possibly, but the 3 trailers, I don't understand exactly
Well,
what the
I'm
problem
hoping that with a pole building, we can get more things inside and out of it looks like a junkyard. And those things, we can send the sheriff's department out to start citing for vehicles that aren't registered or plated and insured. And there's all kinds of things that you're violating. But I'd like to see if we can't get some more things inside a physical structure.
Okay. I have been working on that, yes.
And I if it would be agreeable to the rest of the board and someone wants to include it, I would waive the application fee if you wanted to do pole building.
You can't do that.
I can. We have in the past.
I'll do it for you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
I appreciate it. All right, what kind of questions do you guys have?
Well, this is a larger problem than the petition that's
In front of us.
In front of us.
Absolutely.
We've been asked for a variance to let you keep those semi-trailers there. I doubt very seriously whether that's going to pass. So let's just get to the crux of the problem here is that we have to clean up our act a little bit.
Right.
And we have to get along with our neighbors.
Right.
So I strongly suggest that. I can't tell you to do it.
Right.
Right.
But we all have to get along with the people around us. And I think that if we're gonna make a motion and vote on this particular variance, but if you want to come before the zoning board again and try to get a building permit, I think that would be, if we have to give you a variance for that, we can probably work that out. But I don't think that we're going to, I just want to make these suggestions to you that we need to get this area cleaned up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Have you contacted your trustee to see what he can do for you to help you clean up this area? The trustees have,
Township trustee?
your township trustee,
As far as, what do you mean? As far as moving the vehicles and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, I
yes,
can handle
they have all kinds of
I can
guidance
handle
that they can help you with. And that would be a good person a better person to talk to than the sheriff's department.
Right.
Because that's their job, to keep the township clean.
Okay.
And they've got funds, they can, But for your particular thing with the semi-trailers,
Thank you. We need to bring it back to the trailers, and if there's
I'm
no,
going to make a motion
There we
that the
go.
trailers be removed within, it does not pass, and the trailers be removed by the first of the year.
I'll second that.
By the first of the year.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Okay, so no trailers, and you have until the beginning of the year to have them removed from your property.
Okay.
Okay. And if you decide you want to go the other route, contact the building department. If you want to do a structure.
You want to build a pole barn? And get this stuff under roof. That'll make a lot of people
Oh,
happy.
under roof. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, our final, I'm sorry. I really have been on the struggle bus all day. Petition number 7 is a petition for variance of developmental standards for Kevin Bloom for construction of an attached garage with a side setback of 5 feet instead of the minimum 10 feet required. Property is located at 3377 South State Road 104, LaPorte, Pleasant Township, Zone B1 on .81 acres.
Notice is adequate.
Thank you.
My name's Kevin Bloom. I'm at 3377 South State Road 104, LaPorte, or Stillwell, depending on how you look at it. I'm looking for a variance to build an attached garage off the house that we have. I would like to have a 5-foot setback instead of the 10 because the garage size with the 3-foot walkway coming out of the house to have a comfortable 2-car garage. That's the basic gist of it. It'll be sided the same as the house. Aesthetically, it'll look the same. It will be attached to the house. It'll have the full foundation. And it's approximately 28 by 34.
So kind of where that sidewalk is at on the west side, that's the side we're talking about?
Yeah, be towards the Main Street side or the north side.
Okay, yes, that is the same side I'm.
So is that going to go by the fence?
Yeah, it'll be 5 foot off the fence. The fence is exactly on the property line.
Perfect. Okay, so one of the main problems with that is you have to have some kind of way to provide for the fire department to get from the front of the house to the back of the house.
I have an L-shaped property that the fire
I would
department can
say-
drive straight out of their doors into my backyard.
Yeah, it looks like access.
I have.
is not-
It's actually have an L-shaped property. I have a pole barn building out back of my property. So I don't really I have access off Main Street to my property and 104.
Oh, okay.
I think that would be clarify what you
Yes.
needed here.
So they can drive through there.
Do we have any remonstrators tonight for this petition? Anybody for or against? Petition number 7. Any remonstrators? Last call. Any remonstrators?
Don't build here?
Okay, hearing and seeing none. Questions from the board?
Keep in mind that if you run closer to your property line than 10 feet, this is mostly so you keep your water on site. So
I understand.
So
Yeah.
if we grant you this variance, I would say that make sure that the water from the roof doesn't go on your neighbor's property.
Gotcha. I can make sure of that, yes.
You want to put that in board?
If there are no further questions, I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we grant this petition for Kevin Bloom for construction of an attached garage with a side setback of 5 feet instead of 10,
Second.
with provisions to make sure that water is maintained on his property.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Congratulations, good luck. Okay, petition number 8 this evening is a petition for variance of use for Bats Inc. With Stephen F. Cooper for operation of a small events, wedding venues, dinners. The property is located at 11341 West Snyder Road, Westville, New Durham Township, zoned ag.
Ma'am, I need to see your notice information.
Oh, you did?
Okay.
There you go.
Thanks a lot.
You bet.
Sorry.
Were you out during this?
No, I didn't. We were at the covered bridge first, so I didn't get to go.
Are we good? Okay. Thank you. Would you state your name and address for the
Good
record?
evening, members of the board and Madam President. My name is Natalie Cooper, and I am one of the owners of 11341 West Snyder Road in Westville, Indiana, 46391.
All right, tell us about your plans here for the Woodlands at Cooper Farm.
So, where to begin? I this business plan is way too long, so I apologize.
If you just want to hit the highlights for us, and if we have questions, we're going to get some questions.
Yes. So the request for a zoning variance stems from personal and practical need. This has been property in my family since the early 1950s. It's a substantial amount of property, just about 600 acres in Otis. And due to the cost of having that much property, we need to generate some sort of revenue. There is a 145-year-old barn on the property that we don't want to dismantle. We want to preserve. We have a love for nature and conservation. In order to do that, we need to generate revenue. And weddings, small events, farm-to-table dinners is part of the agritourism plan that I have for the farm to keep the property in the family and keep it going for generations. It is still a working farm. About 15% of it is farmed. The rest is natural forestry. About 92 acres were in the Conservation Reserve Program, and we keep it natural to this day. We're not building on it, we're not polluting it, and we'd like to keep that going, and that is where the woodlands comes into play.
So you're looking at weddings, special events, things of that nature. I see that you have a parking plan, which I really appreciate.
Yes.
How many, what are we talking about for capacity?
As far as guests?
Yes.
200. I have space for more, but we don't want to get too big.
I guess before we get too far, let's see if we have any remonstrators. I know that we did get one letter of remonstrance. Which is going to be available at the building department if you'd like to view that.
Okay.
If you'll have a seat, we'll see if we have any remonstrators. It looks like we have at least one.
Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening. I am Nick Merkles, my wife Andrea Merkel, 11602 West Snyder Road. We are pretty much landlocked around there, 600 acres, including an easement that goes to the property behind us. As far as the conservancy goes that we just listened to, the first thing that they did when the old man passed away was logged it. So I have serious concerns about what's going on here. For one, this has been an operational business for well over a year. I would urge the council to go on social media, to go to their websites and look at the multitude of events they've already hosted. Drive down the road, you're going to see signs for event parking, okay? All the buildings that are there, they're all new. I have serious reservation that they're even pulled any building permits for any of this stuff, let alone sought a variance prior to opening and operating a business. Not just one business, two businesses, okay? They have a property located, according to their website, at 10606 West 100 South that operates as an Airbnb. You can find that on the Airbnb website. That is the Hideaway at Cooper Lake, along with this other one that they're mentioning here, the Woodlands. So if you look at their event venue, there's a Woodland Sanctuary, there's a Leo's Barn and Courtyard, there's an Arlene's Barn, there's the Landing, there's the Milk Barn, there's the Bridal Suite. 162 Instagram posts dating back to the first post on December of 2024. Multiple events,
Nick,
serving
before we
alcohol.
get too far, can I get you to come up and mark where your property is at?
Sure can.
Just so we have a better idea.
Let's see, this is Snyder Road right here. That's the lake. I think I'm... Honey, come help me out. Get the boss over here.
You know where you're at.
So here's Snyder Road. This is north, right? We're on the south side of Snyder.
If this is all their property, we're over here.
Right up here.
This is north, and they're here or over
Where's
here.
the creek that crosses Snyder
That
Road?
really has a,
Reynolds Creek.
I think,
It's off this map. That's why I couldn't find it. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Podium. So down. They're off this map?
Oh, down in here.
So where we're located, Reynolds Creek cuts right through the center of our property. We have 4 acres there, just a hair under 4 acres. We've had it for 5 years. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's our sanctuary. That's where we spend our weekends. We don't live there. That's where we spend our weekends. There's no noise pollution. There's no light pollution. On Snyder Road itself, where this venue is already located and operating, a very dangerous road at the top of a hill, blind S curve. So we're just going to add, they said 200. Their website says 300. No doubt they've had 300 there. Alcohol is in all the photos. There's red wine and there's Stella. Do they have a liquor license? Has there been a traffic study? Did they pull any building permits to build any of this stuff? What about environmental impacts? They're big conservationists, right? They have one labeled as the wetland sanctuary. That holds 300 guests. Okay, what is that doing to the wildlife in our area that we enjoy so much? We have this place that we have because we like the solitude. We like that it is zoned residential. Right now, it's operating as commercial property, thumbing their nose at this board.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, any further remonstrators? Any other remonstrators, either for or against? All right, if you'd like to come back up. So what kind of questions do we have for Natalie?
When you go off of Snyder Road there, do you have a house right on the edge of the road?
So that house is where my father used to live. He passed away. I believe what my neighbor referred to as the old man, that's my father, Terrence Cooper, and he passed away.
Do you own that property?
No, so that property has been in the farm until 2024, until it was, I actually have a copy of the settlement right here. We siphoned off 2.41 acres for the woman who was married to my father, and that was separated from the farm. But she has since vacated that home. She no longer lives there, and she no longer lives in LaPorte County. We, in the settlement agreement, the farm has first right of refusal to that home. So hopefully someday it will be back with the farm. But it is currently vacant.
Well, I was just wondering if you were sharing a driveway or something.
Yes, the driveway belongs to the farm, and the person who lived in that home has an easement to use to get into the driveway.
Okay, thank you.
Didn't this one remonstration letter we got was from the person who owns that house?
Is that, okay.
That's what I was pulling up right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
From what I'm hearing, it sounds to me like we're asking for forgiveness instead of permission.
Well, can I respond to the accusations?
Sure, yeah.
So if the website says 300 people, we do have the capability to do that, but we have not had an event with more than 150 people. The multitude of events which were mentioned, we have had a total of 3 weddings and 3 farm-to-table dinners. The 3 weddings were friends, members of our church, and not, anything big. One of the 3 weddings it was a dry wedding. There was no alcohol. As far as permits go, I am constantly in touch with the building department, the health department, and ATC in Indianapolis. All of our permits have been submitted and approved. The two weddings where alcohol was present, we had a Michigan City police officer, and then we also had a sheriff's deputy attending the other wedding. Sheriff Ron Haig has signed off on our events that have alcohol, and the health department has visited and approved our farm to table dinners. I checked with the building department before these weddings took place, and since they were on private property and they were friends, they were allowed. We are trying to save this property. When we talk about that, when the old man died and we began logging, it was because the old man mismanaged the farm and we were completely broke. So yes, we hired a logging company to come on the south side of the property so that we could harvest some timber as a means of last resort. I will also say that as far as the buildings on the property, the only new building is the 1,500 square foot pole barn that was built in 2018. The home was built in 1995, but technically is not part of the farm any longer. The other buildings are circa 1880.
So that's fine. So the point is, though, that you've been advertising this as a commercial business since, I'm looking at your website or your Facebook page right now, since at least 2024.
Well, I can explain that.
Is that true? That you've been operating it as a business, a commercial business, since previous to 2024?
Not commercial, just for private events.
So when it says, come book your late summer party now, that's for your personal friends?
Well, no, I'm sorry. So we would say that I would ask forgiveness for that. That wasn't my intention. So.
Okay. What other questions do we have?
Do you have facilities on this property for, septic and do you have those kind of facilities for a kitchen or preparing meals, or for if you have a crowd of 200 people,
yeah,
and they're eating, they're going to want to use the restroom. Do you have restroom facilities?
So we currently have mobile restrooms for the guests. There is there are septic fields already installed, but they're not used for events because they can't handle 200 people. We do have a plan for the septic field, which is on the site plan. So hopefully one day I'll generate enough revenue to put the septic field in. All of the improvements that we have made have been permitted by the building commission. So anything that we have done, we have been inspected and approved by the building commission.
Is true?
Yes. The newest building, I believe, was 2018, which was permitted. The other ones are old.
Thanks, Mike.
Just out of curiosity, the event center that you're operating out of, is that the pole barn from 2018, or are you using some of the older facilities?
So we're basically just from April through October. We have a 3,000 square foot concrete courtyard, and that is, so the goal is to be outdoor. The barn, we redid the lower level floor to use as kind of like an open air sort of venue. We don't have the revenue right now to fully remodel the barn.
So who lives on the property full time?
Full time, we do not live on the property full time.
Okay.
As far as the comment about the logging and stuff, it's your farm. You can do what you want with it.
Right.
That's not an issue with me. As far as you having to log out your family needing to do that, that's fine. because that's your property. And as far as if somebody else wants to look at the wilderness venue or whatever, they don't own it. That's not their, that's not their right to control your property.
Yes. I do apologize if what we have done has been a nuisance or interfered with my neighbor. I wasn't aware of that, and I do apologize. We do have event signs up so that people use the new entrance to not cause interference with the old service or with the service entrance, which is at the top of a steep hill.
A lot of times when we see something like this, they have kind of in the business plan possibly or whatever, but it kind of says exactly what you're asking for with hours, dates, time of year. You're going to want a sign because there's already a sign here. You need a variance for that as well. All those things, you kind of need a plan for that, a specific plan for us to be able to say, this is what we'll give you.
For the sign?
For all of
sign, the
hours of operation.
Hours operation, if it's going to be X date through X date, and then 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., whatever.
As far as parking lot lighting, all of it.
Yeah, parking lot. I mean, I see the plan and I see these things, but parking lot lighting, probably lighting through this driveway from the entrance to the parking lot.
Yes.
All those things.
We did recently reach out to NIPSCO to have a street light installed, so we're in the process of going
That's
through that.
fine. I mean, getting the job done is one thing, but just you need to tell us exactly what you're asking for. We can't make your business plan for you. I mean, you have a business plan, I understand that, but to come to us, you have like this sign.
Specifics.
The sign size, you say, I'm looking to put up a 48 by 48, whatever your sign is, and we say yes or no. It's already there, so I would probably just measure it and say what you're looking for.
Okay.
Your hours of operation, is it Monday through Saturday?
I am looking
probably the
for,
weekends.
sorry.
Sorry, I'm just...
No, trust me, yeah, I need all the
The problem that I have with any of this is the fact that you're operating, but you don't have, what we're looking at here is your plan, but it's not already in place. So you're operating without having your plan in place.
Well, I apologize about that, and that was something that I must have misunderstood. We are operating on a small scale. I have had a responsibility to my investor who has invested a substantial amount of money to prove that there's a market for this and that people would come to Otis for their weddings. And I can't do the improvements that I need to make without capital from my investor unless I can show him that there's interest and drive in the community. So the few events that we have had and promoting is an effort to prove to my investor that this is worth it and it can work.
Okay, so that being said, you can't operate until if we grant approval to this venue, then it has to be constructed properly before we can grant you the permission to operate it.
Yes, as far as I understood through the inspections and site visits from the building commissioner, I thought that I was doing that correctly. And as Madam President stated at the beginning, I then am asking for forgiveness because I didn't properly execute the process.
I can understand that, and you have been working with the office. Owning and operating a small business is difficult. I understand that. So,
Thank you.
So let me get, do you have what days of the week you want to operate, hours of operation? Do you have that information, or do you feel more comfortable revisiting it next month?
Well, I would like to operate Thursday through Sunday from 10 a.m. Till 11 p.m. And 11 p.m. is what we would want everyone to be gone. So I'm sorry.
Cleanup would.
I'm sorry. We've gone through this with others. And you don't necessarily, I'm not going to tell you, but you don't necessarily want to limit yourself if you're trying to have, if you're going to have a sports team come on a Tuesday night, or something of that nature. So I guess that's the point I was trying to make earlier was you really want to think about exactly what you're asking for so you don't have to come here and ask for it again.
Yes. So hours of operation,
The size of your sign if you would like to keep the sign, you need a size of your sign. If you contact the building department, I'm sure they can walk through other issues. That's why I'm suggesting maybe we table it until next month. That would give you some more time to prepare a little bit better and not feel like we're rushing anything.
Oh, no, I appreciate that. And
I like the idea.
will.
I'm not trying to put it down.
Oh, no.
I just
thank you.
need a clear motion to be able to do this. Otherwise, you're going to just keep coming back.
I want to do whatever I have to do to get this approved because my family's livelihood depends on it. So if you want me to come back next month with hours of operation, sign size, a better lighting plan, I'm happy to do that.
That would be.
I think we need that, and maybe make up with your neighbors in the meantime as well.
Yes, I'm very sorry, and I'm happy to speak with you.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Yes,
So if you guys
I'm very
will
sorry.
focus your conversation to the board.
I'll make a motion. We table this until next month.
Second.
Oh,
Sorry, Mom.
motion to table and seconded, and all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. All right. Natalie, we're going to see you next month.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Talk with Ashley and make sure that you get all of the stuff together that we need so that we don't have to hash this over so many times.
Yes, sir.
Very
Yes.
good.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any further business in front of the board this evening?
No, Madam President.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Thank you. Thank you.